Hello my fellow board gamers and welcome to the channel all about economic board games. Today I'm bringing you an overview of Cape May, and if you have to run through, I'll be bringing you guys a video next week. This is a 1 to 4 player game. We've got the designer just at the bottom here, and it's brought to us by these guys as well. Now it takes about 60 to 120 minutes, which is about right. It's that light medium complexity game, and we are entrepreneurs, developers heading to Cape May to try and develop our residential and commercial businesses. You can see the board here. It's split into these 4 different zones. You've got kind of your gravel in grey, your grass, you've got your dirt, and then your sand here near the beach itself. There's a couple of prominent spots. You've got the lighthouse, which lets you build and you land on that spot anywhere for a certain cost. You've got the pier, which lets you get some more activity cards. Now the whole game, you've got several different actions you can choose from, and in terms of how the round will flow, you see it's kind of guides you on the board here. The first thing is you're going to reveal an event card, so it's going to play out over 1 year. You've got this lighthouse here. You start over in spring, and the first round in particular, you wouldn't have an event card, but let's just say you've done the first round, you move over to the second round, you would do an event card first, and there's a host of these, and they bring thematic goodness into the game based on some of the history in Cape May. So here you can see the pier is completed, and you're going to get $1 for having various shops and business in these zones, and if it's the summer, there's additional money by the looks of it. So yeah, you would do an event card first. Next up, you can see it says take your actions. So let's just say yellow is first. They would do all 3 of their actions. It would then go to the next player clockwise. They would do all their 3 actions. Once you get round, you would then advance the lighthouse. So that's literally a round. You move this, and when you happen to finish a season and cross into summer here, you get your income. So that's the only time you're going to get your income, and that's all tracked on the right hand side here. So what actions can you do then? So looking at your board, they're all nicely listed here. You can play movement cards, so you can move your character around the board. Be mindful of these one-way systems, and these are the cards you have. Now for you guys who've played Concordia, it's a similar system. You play a card, you discard it on the side here, and to actually retrieve them back into your hand, you're going to have to spend one of those actions here, retrieve movement cards. Some of them, if you want to go high pace across the board, there's a cost for doing so, or if you want to specifically move one spot, you've got to pay 2 as well. Now these, you have to take that exact amount. So if I play the 5, I have to move 5 spaces. So that's kind of how you need to be efficient over which ones you choose, and there's a host of them there. Now that's movement, and you'll be moving across the board, trying to build and develop in various zones. Let's just say we're here, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am adjacent with this little white dot here, which means I could upgrade in this case, or if this was empty, I could build a residential property there. Now what sort of properties are there? So the next action you can do is build adjacent a cottage or a shop. Now each player will have a host of their own colour ones. The shops are these hexagonal ones, and the cottages are these ones. So they're the 2 initial buildings you can place. You could then, as an additional action here, it says you could upgrade them, and you turn those. So this shop would become this Victorian, and then you could upgrade it into a landmark with this sort of white outline below. Or you could upgrade a shop into a business. Now this all costs you as a developer, and it's all depicted on your board here. So you can see the residential section, dependent on which zone you build. So this cottage in the gravel will cost you 1, whereas you can see it costs you 4 elsewhere, and you can see the income to the right, what you could attain as well. So if you built a 4 here in the sand, you'd get free income, and you just bump it up on the track essentially. And then to the right of that, you can see the upgrade cost. So if you wanted to upgrade, say, this cottage in the Sunday, $6 to do so, and it only increases you 1. And then if you wanted to upgrade again this into a landmark, you can see the landmark costs are the same for all different areas. The cost for the business is the same. They differ on the areas. You got potentially more revenue or income to be earned by doing so. You know, your max cottage can earn you free income, whereas shop is 6. Now you don't get that income straight away. That will be attained as you go from season to season. And if you do develop your businesses, you can see there's the potential of this little icon to get some of these juicy cards at the top there as well. You can either take the one available, so say you built in the sand, you could take this one, or you could take the top 2, pick one, discard the other one. And yet, free actions you can do. So play, if I want to do a movement card, that'll be one action. If I then wanted to build, that'll be another two. And then if I wanted to say collect free money, that'll be my third action. Now what else is there? So we've played the movement cards, you can build, you can upgrade, you can draw 2 activity cards and keep 1. So these are, where are they? So on the back of them, there's a whole deck of them, but they look like these, and you start the game with a couple as well. But these are great for things like upgrades. You can upgrade any cottage to a Victorian, which is anywhere across the board without having to move there, and you'll get deduction of 1. Or you can do this bottom action, upgrade any shop to a business for 1. Some of them let you build twice, and there's a host of goodies there as well, so you can attain those. But that is an action to attain them. You'd have to do another action to play one, and you can retrieve your movement cards as well. So as you move across this board, then you can see already there's a few out there. We've got a shop, you could upgrade it to a business. This has already been done. So you've got a Victorian there, which has already been turned into a landmark, so they are different. You may land on this spot here, which is a bird icon, and it adds an element of scoring in terms of set collection at the top here, different icons. So there's a bag. If there's one bird symbol, where are we? One bird here, and there's one at the top here with 2. You would take that number of tokens from the bag, and let's just say at the end of the game you've managed to collect these 3 tokens here. You would score 5 victory points based on those 3. So if you manage to get a set of 7, you could get 21 points. Now in terms of endgame scoring, then you can see you're going to score Victorians and landmarks, and that's all nicely depicted on the board as well. So you can see your Victorians are going to score these depending on which zone. Your landmarks are going to score those, and they are different. So a Victorian won't score again as a landmark. It's either a Victorian or a landmark. And all your types of buildings that you've built, whoever has area majorities in these different areas will get points as well. Now your income is worth squat all at the end of the game. That's how you're going to generate the money to be able to invest and develop your properties and those residentials for the end game. And remember, that income is only attained at the end of each season, with the exception of winter. You will also get points from any upgrade cards, any bonus cards, and don't forget those bird sets as well, and your money will score 1 VP per 10. So just to summarize then, you will literally turn an event card over with the exception of the first round. You will then, one player will do their 3 actions, next player will do their 3 actions. You will then advance the lighthouse, receive income if that is required, and you'll have passed this starting player token as you go from round to round. What else have we got? I think that's pretty much the board. If you go to this pier spot, you can draw 3 activity cards and discard 2. This lighthouse, I think I've already mentioned, you can build anywhere for the cost of 5. And whoever has the most prestige at the end of the game will be the winner. Be mindful, folks, you kind of want to maybe build some of these commercial real estate first to generate that income, because you can see you can get considerably more for that shop and then the business. Because if you go heavy on these early on, you might not be earning that money to then build later on. And be mindful of the different areas as well, because you're going to be getting those area control in the grass area, the dirt and the sand, etc. And there we are, folks. Enjoy.